So I am thrilled to pieces to be here today, listener. If you're watching, you're probably going to see makeup running down my face. I don't even know why I put it on today. Didn't think about it until after the fact. If you're just listening, you're probably going to hear my voice cracking a shit ton during this episode. So wherever you are and however you're joining us, grab a box of tissues. Grab a box of tissues because this is a very special episode. You know, I have one of my best friends. Her name is Kathy Wolf. She was my very first guest on this show. She's a craniosacral therapist. Check out her episode. She's amazing. And she's one of those people in my life that if she says, Lisa, you need to meet so-and-so. Yeah, I meet so-and-so. Becs, my guest here, Becs, is one of those people. So my earring just flew out of my head. So how about that? So how about I take those off? I don't know why these things happen, but Becs is a medium. She's a medium from England, everybody. So let's just melt into the accent that she has. And maybe she can put up with my New Jersey, Philadelphia accent. Just tolerate it. Bex, welcome to Find Your Flow.
Thank you, Lisa. I'm now getting very, very self-aware of my voice. Thank you for the welcome.
So your voice, I mean, and off camera, when we had just gotten into here to meet each other, I said, your voice, oh my God. Like, don't get self-conscious about that because there's a power in your voice. It goes beyond the melodic nature of your accent, of course. There's a frequency, that moves through your voice as you speak. And listener, if you're not aware of that, there's a tone and a frequency and a vibration that comes through your voice. It's yours and yours alone. And the second that I heard you speak, Bex, I was like, shit.
Thank you.
So welcome to Find Your Flow. Would you please tell the listeners who you are, where you are, and what you do?
Well, my name is Becs, what I call a spiritual medium, based in the UK. My work goes way past what I class as and what I quantify as normal mediumship, which is I've got a lady here, it might be your mum, might be your nan, they love you, have a bunch of flowers. My work has developed, has evolved, so it becomes so much deeper. There's always now a healing element behind it. Because spirit are the ultimate intelligent. My role as a medium is to create the evidential profile. So if I'm working with a recipient, they know without a doubt that's their mum, her name is Joan, whatever it might be, we create the evidential profile. Then that reunion just flows the way it's meant to. My job is to get out of the way because spirit know their job. My job is to let spirit do their job. Healing can be anything from you sit with your mum for 5 years, day and night, you go for a cup of coffee, you come back and she's gone and you've carried that guilt for 20 years. And in the frequency, and I love how you started talking about frequency straight away because I talk a lot about this because I believe it's a big missing chunk in mediumship where a lot of mediums don't create the right container for the evening. They don't create the right frequency of what I call love. The universe, one song. And my role is once we've got that reunion, the healing can happen instantly, be it guilt, be it shame, be it pain. It can happen in that frequency, which we bring the audience up into. It becomes something almost magical.
Yeah. I had once heard a medium explain it like she was a radio tuner and she has 2 different channels that she's just bringing into resonance so you can hear them. You can hear each other.
I call it my happy place. Literally, it's right. Doing this work is why I'm alive. And when I'm in what I call my happy place, up in front of people on a platform, on a stage, I've got half my frequency is with humanness, half my frequency is with spirit. My role is to be, a simple analogy, the mobile phone.
Yeah.
My role is, and again, I talk a lot about this. For me, preparation is key. Preparation for my work is fundamental. I know some mediums, and whatever I say, I always say with so much respect and love to every other medium, but my path, as I found, is that I have to spend time creating me properly. That is getting me out of the way, getting my mind out of the way, getting my emotions out of the way, getting my body out of the way. So we create that space of silence. Then the container, I'm that place of love. And I become unconditional love. I am unconditional love. That's my working power. And then once that's built, I create the container that spirit can use. I call it the place of the soul of memories and love, that everyone then becomes part of. That raises its vibration to meet spirit. I then blend with spirit, bring it through. And then once that preparation's done, off it flows. And it becomes a natural phenomena.
That's beautiful.
Well, mediumship is a natural phenomenon. We're all mediums, but
Yes.
the one thing I hate is I not hate, but one of the challenges I get is when people say, "Who's the best medium?" There's no such thing as the best medium. It's who's the most complete medium, who has done
Yeah.
most work on themselves, who's worked at their past trauma, their past pain, their past hurt, that makes them, in essence, clearer connection with their own soul, their own path, their own flow, that then links them, that they then blend effortlessly with spirit. Because the job of the medium is, there's the spirit, there's my spirit. My role is to bring it together so there's no separateness. And you can't do that if you think, oh, I'm not good enough, or I can never do it, or my mum hated me, or when I teach mediumship, the first thing is, how is the student doing? Where are you? What do you need from me? How can I serve you to make you feel better about yourself, that makes you a better medium?
Listen, that is like my life credo. Don't worry about anybody else. Worry about yourself. And that goes in line with any work, any job, any role that anybody on this planet could ever show up in service of.
Yeah.
Be your best. Be your best. And then you show up and you're able to bring out the best in everybody else. It's just a huge ass celebration. It's fabulous.
And all spirit wants to do is do your best. Spirit are constant. Or, something I've heard people say, oh, what if they're not there tonight? Of course they're there. It's constant.
Yes.
They are. So for me, when I work, there's three parts. It's spirit. Spirit are constant. If I'm in that place of consistency, and I've done my preparation, and I'm ready to go and enjoying it, everything's set, I'm constant. The only thing that's not constant is the audience, and that frequency, that energy I then have to work with to make sure everyone feels part of the night.
And you better be your absolute best in that moment.
Exactly.
To be able to handle all different kind of frequencies happening all at the exact same time. Man, you better have your shit together.
Exactly. And the thing is, everyone carries grief differently. There'll be someone in the audience like this. There'll be someone drinking too much. There'll be someone who doesn't want to. There'll be someone who's aggressive to me. They're not being aggressive to me. They're carrying pain. And my role is, and I always say, I can't stop how much someone misses someone physically. I can't change them missing that phone call, that hug, that cuddle. But what the work can do is they find that their relationship with grief changes. It changes how they grieve, because they find this place of like, oh, I can feel them. I mean, when I work, I work very differently. I will say to the audience, if I'm working with someone, it's someone's mum, and you start feeling your mum, and will Becs come next to me because I'm feeling my mum? No. Feel your mum. Bring her close. What's happening is, within my energetic field, within my love field, whatever you want to call it, your mum is finding it easy to draw close to you over there. Feel her. And what she is doing is showing you, when you're at home and get that same feeling, there's your mum. So it's showing people they don't need me, they can feel it. And it's happening more and more. When it happened the other night, I was working with someone's mum, and this woman said, I can feel her too. I said, I haven't got your mum, but I want you to feel in what you're feeling. Because your mum's using my energetic field. So I can feel my mum. Yeah, feel it. And then afterwards I said, I haven't got your mum. You don't need me to get your mum, because you've now felt her.
Yeah.
And when you go home, you can feel it. And remember that the healing's in the silence. The dialogue can be in the silence. Mediumship, once you've done an evidential profile, I'm working with that healing. I can say, I can stop to say the whole audience, everyone be quiet, feel your mum. And she goes, now feel her. And that's where the power truly can lie.
Well, that is so amazingly beautiful. That's amazingly beautiful.
Thank
so for
you.
Me, thank you. Thank you. For me personally, everybody, Becs was originally scheduled to sit down with me to record this episode back in February, late February. And as luck would have it, it's not even luck, right? It's divine coincidence. My mother-in-law passed, and I had to reschedule. I don't want to say passed. She transitioned. I don't like the word died. I don't like the word lost, or we lost so-and-so. And I'm really disagreeing with the word passed. Even though she did pass through a veil, well aware of that, she transitioned. And very, very, very quickly, I felt her. It was, and now see the humanness in me. I cry about this because of how beautifully humbling this whole experience was for me. It was interesting as a Reiki master. She had asked me many, 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 many months ago if I would help her with her transition with Reiki. And of course I said yes. So as she was lying there in her bed, I went to give her Reiki, and her entire body said, no, thank you.
That.
So audience, if you don't know what Reiki is, it's life force energy. It's the energy that animates us as human beings. So for a soul to say, "No, thank you." And then I felt and saw very clearly all of her energy condensed right into her center, and it was the soul light. It was beautiful, and I went, okay, I understand. Like for me to ask source to replenish makes it harder for you to transition. Like this just gives you excess and you don't need to deal with that. Got it. And then when she did transition, I felt her so strongly.
I love that.
And that was of great comfort. Of course, I miss her. I miss her laughter. I miss her whisper, which was really just a controlled shout, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do.
I miss a lot of her physicality of being here. Of course I do. But I am
And we're
also
allowed to
well
do that.
aware.
We're allowed to do that because we are having the human experience. And so many
Yeah.
spiritual people lose sight of that. They're so busy trying to touch the next dimension, the next this, and go, hold on. But what you're feeling is that human experience that we've signed up for.
Yeah.
That is part of the gift of the human experience.
Oh, gift. Absolutely.
You know, I was
gift.
once told by a very wise shaman, every breath is a gift. And then I thought, oh, what will I
Yes.
do with it? You know, we can't live like that. Otherwise, we were sitting on mountaintops just meditating all day. We would, you know. What I try and do, I try and say, you know, every breath, you know, if once I go, thank you. If I'm laying down, whatever, wow, thank you. And then you do the gratitude. You do the gratitude for the body, and it's the self-love of the body, thanking every cell. You know better than I do about that, you know. But
Oh, yeah.
when I talk to a lot of spiritual people, and they go, and you know, I say, no, we're allowed to feel. That's part of the gift, you know. You look at a newborn baby, feel a newborn baby's skin, breathe in the
Yeah.
person you love,
Yeah.
lay with the person, or physically lay with the person, touch them. Because as much as we are close on the other side, I get all the connections. The physical touch is part of the gift of being physical, and the emotion of
Yes.
missing someone physically is part of the emotional physical experience, and we're allowed to have it.
And I'm also perfectly aware that that is my body grieving.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, like my hands grieve. My hands
Yes.
miss
Holding her, touching her.
holding her face, cleaning, you know, cleaning
Your
shit off of
soul
her
won't.
cheeks or whatever.
Your
Yeah,
soul won't miss it because your soul's very connected with her.
absolutely.
Your soul's going, "Well, at least it's okay, but it's okay to feel this because the physical
Yeah.
body." I'm going through something at the moment. When I get to the place of my soul, when I'm working on the night time, I'm lucky. I'm doing this 4 or 5 nights a week, you know, so I'm doing a lot. When that place, I'm fine. But when I come back to my human connection, my heart goes, but that's because I'm
Yes.
physically connected to the physical body.
Yes. Yes. And I think people in grief tend to lose track of that, right? And get so lost in the pain, the mental anguish, the physical anguish that you know that we forget that there's this third component of
Oh,
connectedness
yeah.
that is so beautiful and so helpful. Is that, I'm curious to know, is that, what is your definition of flow?
You see now, to me, I loved it when you said it's about being in the flow. For me, that the word that comes back to is, are you in your truth? You can only, if we talk about flow of a river, now obviously there's meant to be obstacles in a river, as is that breaks it out, and it's on its course. But when you're in your flow, there's no restriction. So to be in your flow, you've got to be in your truth. And to be in your truth, you've got to be in your place of happiness. Now, happiness to me, I always borrow Mahatma Gandhi's saying, well, it's credited him. His happiness is when what you say, what you do, what you think, and what you feel are all in harmony. In other words, you're living and speaking your truth. That's where the flow is at source. Otherwise, if you're flowing to other people's expectations, trying to be something you're not, trying to fit in where you shouldn't, you might flow, but it's either hidden flow, it's a false flow, or it doesn't even exist. It's just something you're trying to create. You have to be in the place of authenticity. Does that make sense?
Woo-wee. Yeah. Yeah. I love that. And I love that so much, especially here and now in this time of life that we're all experiencing.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
I really do. I think we're gifted with this time of waking up to people. I mean, you know, it swings from extreme to extreme, whatever.
For sure.
We'll settle down into the middle point at some point, but this extreme levels of authenticity and truth, unvarnished, and it can come out very ugly and very scary and very angry, but then it can also settle into a place of just being self-accepting. And when it settles into that, who am I? What is right for me? What is best for me? How do I get to live in my truth? Then
Yep.
there's this light bulb moment of, wait a second, if I get that, then you get that.
And it's a
If I
journey.
get to live in mine, you get to live in yours.
Yes. And I think it's what happens sometimes. People think, oh, I want to be true to myself. I want to be true to myself. Well, that's great. I want to be true to myself. But then the next definition is, who are you?
Yes.
If you're going to be
Go
true
on that
to yourself,
exploration.
this is why it's a journey. You can't say, oh, I'm going to live in my truth. Yeah, okay, but living your truth is fine. But who are you to live in that truth?
Yeah.
And then that becomes a whole new journey. That is, and I've spent a whole lifetime on that journey. I've explored
sure.
everything from sacred plant medicines, sacred toe medicines, obviously the whole trans journey. And even now, it's like an onion. You peel one thing off, and then something comes and bites you on the arse, you know?
Yeah,
And then, oh, that's
absolutely.
next to the truth. And then it affects something else. And you go, well, what is my... And then what happens is, as people heal, as people release, as people become complete, authentic versions of themselves, or more, it affects the people around them, because the people around them aren't doing the work. They're going to get either left behind, or they're going to be or the person that is being dragged down, and there's your resentment. This is why I think a lot of relationships are changing, because as people go, I'm on my journey, and they go, okay, I'm open to this. Where's it going to take me? Before we can find a flow, we have to find who you are and what, and then you think about, what flow do I need? Because if you base it, what you need is a flow on the person that you're not really, or you're not being true to yourself on, well, it's a false narrative.
Oh my God. I've been on this healing journey for so long now that I tend to forget, like, what was the first step, and how did this all begin, and why?
Yeah.
And I mean, and I can go back farther and farther and farther in my life, but really what it all comes down to, everybody, listener, please turn up the volume, grab a pen, grab a paper. Really what it all comes down to is asking yourself, who am I? In this moment, who am I?
In this
Because
moment.
in 30 seconds from now, we're going to be continuing to talk, and I'm going to be a completely different version of myself.
That's it. That's it.
And as long as you can accept that who you are in this moment gets to change in every single moment, in there lies the freedom, because in there you get to choose what is best for you.
It's giving yourself permission to change and choose and go, where does that fit in for me? How is it making me? And remember, the soul knows. The soul knows. It's just, we're having this human experience. This is all part of the human experience.
Yeah.
So ultimately, align mind, body, emotions, and spirit for the experience. So you're living, there's that for me, the saying, heaven on earth is when we're living heaven within ourselves. So we're living our most authentic experience. That doesn't mean we're more spiritual and holier than thou and, I'm detached from everything. No. It just means you're having the perfect experience for you this lifetime.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll share one huge thing that changed in me about 18 months ago on the trans journey. This whole thing, I never fitted in, boy, man, woman. I've gone through the gender surgery, and it wasn't until something happened and I realised my personal role is I'm not a man, I'm not a woman, I'm not a boy. Okay, my role has been to align the divine masculine, the divine feminine as one.
Yeah.
Now I can do my job better, because I can chat to you for hours, chat to a guy for hours, but that makes my mediumship smoother, less, because I have no resistance to men, women. I am, without being cliche, we're all divine beings. For me, what I'm working at is finding that divine alignment
In the humanness of you.
Exactly. There's no gender on the other side. It's exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah. I personally have total and utter confusion for anybody who has objection to the trans experience. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
I think it's fear. It's fear, because you're a man or you're a woman. Well, yeah, okay. Someone said to me, you're still a man. And I just went, thank you, I honour, because I'm not one of those trans people that goes, don't use my own name. I was John for 40 years. I've gone through a process lately of the last years of honouring every part of John, from the little boy that cried himself to sleep to the adult John who was a martial arts instructor, through to John that was I honour each part of his journey, because I've had to integrate him and face his fears. Yeah, I'm still doing it with
Sure.
certain versions of him, but I honour him. I'm in quite good health and physical because John did a lot of bodybuilding. John did a lot of care and nutrition.
You have awesome arms. Thank you, John.
Hello, Lisa. I'm
Look at
on
you.
my way. I've
Thank you
been here
very
about
much.
8 hours. I've totally got nice shoulders. I've gone red. I've gone red.
Don't you dare blush. I was a swimmer my whole life and I had
That's the
these
shape.
enormous shoulders. And
Yeah,
so
the
I
shape
could
I've got.
never really get clothes that fit my shoulders.
No,
You know, you have to size up and then have everything like cinched
Taken
with
in.
a belt.
Yeah.
But so I admire the shoulders. I admire the
I'll take the
arms.
top off. I shouldn't put the top on, should I, really?
I know. Look at you. Flirty.
It's the Leo in me. What can I tell you? It's the Leo.
You're a Leo.
I'm a Leo. Yeah. What are you?
I'm an Aries. My husband's a Leo. Our son is a Leo, and our daughter is an Aries. We are all
household.
fire.
Wow.
All fire.
That is what a household.
I love me the Leos.
It's interesting to a friend of mine. I've read more and more about Leo stuff, and it's amazing how that's me. I thought it was about I don't let people in.
Well, I love Leos. You people are amazing. You really are.
I'm coming on your show every week.
Yay! Yeah. No, I find Leos to be very, very intelligent, very open, emotionally intelligent, physically intelligent, spiritually intelligent, mentally intelligent. Like it just
keep going.
I learned a shit ton from Leos. Like I really, really, really do.
Yeah.
My husband, like all that fire, and he knows exactly how to direct it. Like for me as an Aries, like all this fire, but I'm like a fire hose of fire. It just, you know, I'm a forest fire if I need to be. He's taught me how to tame that, become laser focused, and how to direct things and be very deliberate. That takes a lot.
Where would you like the baby sign, the zodiac? We want it now. It's not selfish.
Yeah.
We want it now. Just now. Give it to me now. Why can't I have it right now?
Right now. Fuck? What am I waiting for? That's my life.
That's Aries, isn't it? It's Aries. You know, it's like my closest person is a Scorpio, and she scares the fuck out of me. She's so. I never know what she's fucking thinking ever. You know, just it's like we're really close, and it's like I haven't got a clue. She's just like
zing you at any moment.
Yeah. What's going on there? You know.
Oh my God. Well, let's get back into mediumship, because I really think that it's a skill and a modality that I don't think a whole lot of people see it as such. Yeah. I think there's such value in it that it sort of gets degraded into a parlor trick. Okay. And that, listen,
the fucking bullshit that's on TikTok.
Yeah, I take issue with that.
Stuff people come up, and the trouble is, people are so desperate, they will listen to shit. They'll take stuff on board and believe it to be true. You know, it's like a classic one is they can't come through straight away because they've got to settle down. A lady said to me once, she said she was told by some psychic her mum couldn't come through for 6 months because she had to settle down. Oh. So I just asked her, well, what do you think she's doing? I've had them come through the same day. They come through the same day with me.
Yeah.
And the other week, I had a guy come through for his 2 daughters and 3 granddaughters. It was a Wednesday night. He was getting buried on the Friday. He invited me to his funeral. The girls went, do you want to come? I went, that's going to be a little bit awkward. How do I explain to the family how I've met your dad 2 days ago? So I didn't go to his funeral. But that's the second time it's happened. So then normally, if it's a recent passing, the evidential profile will be accurate but gentle. And I don't like the word message. It's a reunion. In the reunion, I don't use messages. It's a reunion. I have a very strange language on mediumship. You know, it's my work is healing. Ultimately, it's healing. Mediumship has its own healing power in the frequency. It's a healing. It's not about how great's the medium. You could give 20 minutes of evidence from one person, but then go, thank you very much. Well, what do they want? Once you know it's your mum, without a doubt, and you're feeling it, the role of the medium is to say, what does that mum want to share with her child that will help her child? It can be help. It could just be letting her she's a sign that she's around. It could be the healing of it doesn't matter. You missed it, but it happened the other night. Someone missed a mum's passing by 5 minutes. The mum said, you were 5 minutes late. Don't worry, because I felt your kiss goodbye when you got there. Job done. Job done. You know, there's this. I don't remember my nights because I'm not meant to. I am a mobile phone. If I remember stuff, it means I've got too involved with the left side of the brain. But I had a dad reunite, no, sorry, I apologize. It was a granddad reunite with his grandson. And they were like this. And I said, look, this is a bit of a cliche, but I know you've got his jacket hanging up in your cupboard. But what I want to know is I want you to know that he's seen you try it on. And he's gone, son, it fits you really well. He wasn't talking about the jacket. He was saying, I've loved and watched you become the man that you are. All he want to know, all this man, now, spirit are the ultimate intelligence. Every reunion I work with, every reunion is multi-layered, multifaceted. There's always something else going on that they want to share. That's their intelligence. So there's a good example. So within the wearing the jacket, yeah, it's accurate. You must have seen it. Yeah, but it's more than that. You wear it like a man. The man I'm proud of you being. That's the healing. Yeah, you've got it. You've got it. That's the healing that was needed.
Wow.
Or another one, Chris, is I have my pet peeves in mediumship. Things like they go, oh, they're here and they're suited and booted. They always used to wear a suit. Every man of a certain generation does that, you know?
Right.
One night, I'd had this older man's mum, and it wasn't a very nice relationship. With that, I felt his dad come down. I said, look, I'm going to move on to you. I've got your dad. And with that, now, I'm not clairvoyant. I don't see them. I'm clairsentient, so I sense them, I feel them, I get to know them. Okay? So I knew that. I knew he was showing me I'm suited and booted. And I went, in my head, I went, you've got to be fucking joking. I don't do that shit. But with that, I said, okay, I thought, I'll go. Oh, yeah, well, I'm petulant child with spirit, Lisa. I respect.
Give it to me better.
Well, no, it's not so much they give it to me better, because they'll give it to me perfectly. It's me that gets in the way. So I always say to you, not them, always me. But what happened was, I got in the way, because with that, I went, I said, okay, he's showing me all suit and boot because he was more worried about what people thought he looked like than he was caring about you. Boom, job done. There you go. It's all there. All I do is get out of the way. All I do is get out of the fucking way a bit more. And there it was. So
let me ask you this.
Ask what you like.
I have had like a couple of very profound visitations. Like
Beautiful.
Super. My first one was with my grandfather. Like I've had near-death experiences where I've gone to the other side. I've gotten a whole shit ton of knowledge and take that back with me. And those were nothing compared to when my grandfather showed up.
Go on.
When my aunt showed up, that was I can't even really explain it. It was such a strong feeling that I was like, I can't hold this. And I'm bawling my eyes out, sobbing, can't breathe, but I'm listening. And when it was my grandfather, I was a teenager. I think I was 14 when he transitioned. And then I was probably 21 when I had this visitation with him. And what was neat was I saw this dot of light in front of me, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I went, what is that? What is that? What is that? Very super curious. And then in the light, I saw a shadow walking towards me. And of course, I'm like, what is that? What is that? What is that? And it starts to take form and take shape. And then I realized it didn't look like my grandfather. It felt like my grandfather.
That's it. Yeah.
And then all I experienced was a hand on my cheek and the imprint of understanding. I'm very proud of you.
Perfect.
And that was like split second.
That's it.
But bawling my eyes out, hard to breathe.
Because remember, in spirit, in consciousness, there is no time or space. So that could have been a year. It could be 5 hours.
Yes.
So when you had that reunion, that moment, that knowing, that connection, that I'm proud of you, it all happens. Remember, everything with spirit happens instantly. That's energy. That's love. That's energy. Yours are that's energy. That's constant. That's love. Because I work with love. You know, the more I can become, this sounds a bit clear, the more I literally become a being of love. So when I'm working, I put myself in a place of unconditional love. I don't know what you're into the galactic stuff, but I've got a connection then, and I've been working. So I work with my heart becomes blue. It becomes blue and golden. So that's what I put out to the audience. So it's Becs, but that's why I'm alive. So it is. I'm sending out unconditional love from me. So I do hugs, and I've got a book called my second book coming out called Hugs from Heaven. And now this is no one's doing this, because again, it's come from all the work I've done myself. That means my energetic field can be clear. My love field can be clear. So the first time this happened, I was working with, I can't remember what he was now, but I said, they want to give you a hug. Can I give you a hug from them? And I went, oh, yes, please. I thought, I am a natural skeptic. Yeah, I'm a questioner. So I went up to this lady, gave her a hug. She went, oh, I felt it. I went, yeah, okay, whatever. And some of the audience went, it's a hug from heaven. Okay, so the name stuck. Second time, not much else. The third time it happened, I had a guy and he was in his early 40s. He'd gone 8 weeks. He was very specific. I think it was 46. I've gone 8 weeks. I found his wife. She was 34. He'd been gone 8 weeks. And he said, can he give you a hug? So she went, oh, yes, please, yes, please. So I started to hug her, and my hands have gone from here down towards her bum, right? Both my hands. We're going to squeeze her bum cheeks. I've pulled away, gone, shit, I am so, so sorry. And she went, what? I said, I was going to pinch and squeeze both your bum cheeks. She looked at me and went, now I know it's him. I went,
chills.
She said he could never give. In fact, she went, he had a saying, it was his double grab. He could never hug me without doing his double grab. Now, in that moment, that's it. Hugs from heaven are real. And I do them, not every show, but certainly a lot. And I've explored into it. How does it work? Well, how I believe it works is that it starts with my energetic field, my field of love. Let's call it the love field, or whatever you want, auric field of love. I call it the love energy. So I've expanded that. So they obviously, when they work, they come into that energetic field that we've created within the container. So they're there. Well, can we hug the person? Yes, yes, yes. So I go over there. I move my energetic field more and more out of the way. So it's not trance, but they come so close that the energy that they have, or the spirit, the person being hugged feels it energetically. It then manifests into a physical experience. And now what's started happening over the last 18 months is I then say to the person, come on, open your heart a little bit, let them in. And from my heart, their soul goes into their heart, and they now get a complete physical, emotional, and spiritual experience and hug from their loved one.
That makes perfect sense to me.
And it's life-changing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Well, and the book came out, it's a little bit about me. It's got about 16, 17 stories of people who have experienced it. And it is life. And it can only happen because, not because I'm brilliant, but I can get out of the way because I've done all this work on myself.
Right. Because you're doing the work, constantly doing the work.
I mean, I've had experiences with this sacred plant medicine. When I've gone, they call it the near death, they call it the death mind. I've gone through near death experiences and not when I die. I've done things where I've had to release everything. So it means there's no resistance on my part. I say, come close, come close, come close. I trust you. And they literally, I can hug them and my hands change. My hands will suddenly squeeze them really hard. Or the other night I said, I want to tickle you. And she went, yeah, you always tickled me, even though I'm a grown up. I didn't tickle her because I might get arrested. But it's like, don't
squeeze bums either. You'll get arrested.
No. But there was one lady, and it was another husband, and I said, he wants to give you a hug. Yes, please. They were young, a young couple. I think he was still in his 30s, so he's so young. I've gone to walk towards her, and I've gone, I can't. She said, what? No, I can't do it. She said, well, I want to do the biggest raspberry in your ear. And she went, he would do that every time he hugged me. Boom, done. Because there'll always be something that they get. So they're feeling it, but they also get something that is physical or something that gives them their own personal validation. It's their loved one. Yeah. It might be a dad that only patted. It might be a loved one that I had someone's son come to this beautiful lady, older lady, and I said, he's like a mountain. He wants to hug you. And I went over and said, it's all right if I just do this. She went, yes, but I hugged. It was like, and I'm big. I'm 6'4". This guy was 6'8". That's like 260 pounds. And his mum was like 5'2". I've held her and she's just collapsed in my arms going, this is my son. Yeah, it's your son. Feeling. And then what happens with the audience, they'll all go silent for me. They'll all go silent. They'll all hold space for whoever I'm hugging. This is working as a community within a container. This is going way past doing a show, way past saying how great the medium is. I'm hugging someone from spirit to spirit. They're feeling it. They're surrendering it into the healing and the love, and everyone else is witnessing and holding space. That's mediumship.
It's so much more. It's just so much more. Yeah. I love that you just called it this holy space, and that it takes every individual who's there to be able to not just hold the container, but expand the container.
And that's exactly it. I create the container. I set my energy up, set my frequency up. There's the place of love. There's the place of the soul. But I've got them in it. And that's why when I talk about working, I'll say, I'll go what I call direct. If the love takes me straight to someone, I go direct. But I say, I don't want to do that because as soon as I go direct, everyone else in the room goes, well, it's not mine. Don't want that.
Right.
I want you all staying part. So how I usually work, I'll say to the audience, I will share with you what they're sharing with me. As I get to know them, if it makes sense, put your hand up. I'll come to you. However, unlike a lot of mediums, I will not stay with the first person that I have if it's not right. I don't care what I look like. If I've gone 6, 7 people, I'm a dog with a bone. It happened the other night. I had this nan, this grandmother. One put her hand up. She went, yes, my nan. So I started chatting to her, and she's saying yes to everything. So she was happy. I looked good. But the nan went in my head, who the fucking hell's that? So it can't be a nan then, can it?
Right.
So I said, look, I know you want it, but it's not. And as I say to everybody, I want everyone to enjoy the nights. I'm serving everybody. So I'm there to serve them, but I'm not working with them. I'm working and serving spirit. That's the sacred part of my life, sacred part of my work. If I've got a nan here, I'll find you. Even if you haven't put your hand up. I don't care. I don't care what they're like. It happened to me last night. I had a nan, and the thing was, her hook was, I'm nan. They took my dog away from me. They took my dog away from me. My little dog on my lap. They took my dog. No one could take it. That was so specific.
Yeah.
It could only be, in the end, one was, yeah, I don't like her though. Tough shit. She don't care. What's it about? And then again, she had this lady dementia, and that was the hook. They took this dog away from me. That was her hook. And it can only be for one person. Then it wasn't about the granddaughter and the nan, the grandmother. The mother wasn't there that night. I said, this isn't about you and your gran. This is about it's about your nan and your mum, who's the daughter-in-law, who never got a thank you, who never got a thank. Your nan is saying, please thank your mum for everything she did. Now, what happens is when that woman goes home to tell the mother, whether the mother believes it or not, she's in the frequency. The golden light, the golden thread that connects us all goes back to that mum. Even the mum goes, oh yeah, well, a lot of shit. Doesn't matter. In fact, last night, I had this guy who committed suicide. I work a lot with those that take themselves across. I don't like the word suicide. I call it taking themselves across. Had this guy, and he went straight to this lady, and it turned out it was her husband's best friend.
Wow.
So we're working together, and I said, your husband still carries this pain, like pain and anger. All I want you to say to your husband from him is that phone call would have made no difference. They tried for 2 hours the night he died to try to get hold of him on the phone. Think of the healing that husband's going to get from whether consciously that left side of the brain tries to rationalize it, right side that's subconscious that will go, thank you. And again, spirit, he knew exactly what he wanted to share to get to him. That's the intent of spirit.
That's so. My second visitation was with my aunt, and after she had transitioned, and it was shocking. Her transition was just shocking. I can't even remember how much time passed. It doesn't even matter. But she came to me in a dream. Now, and I say that, and listeners, it's not like a dream that you would normally dream. It's a dream where
I'll explain them.
Yeah, if you can put words to that, that'd be awesome, because it's so much more. I just lack the language for it.
I'll explain to you. Yeah, in a minute.
But she absolutely walked through curtains, and I was like, oh, we're no longer in the circus tent that was my dream. And I was dreaming that I was in a circus tent. I was like, okay, we're in your space. You just brought, I understand this. I understand this now. And she said to me, please tell your mom I'm here.
Boom. Yeah.
Boom.
Boom. Job done. That's it.
I had no idea. And she said, please tell your mom I am here. I am with mom. I am with dad. I'm with mama. I'm with papa. But your mother, like, I had no idea that my mother, and it took so much courage. It took a lot of courage for me to say, okay, mom, this is going to sound very wackadoo, but I had a dream and this is what happened. And she stopped everything and she looked at me and she said, Lisa, I cry every night.
There you go.
Begging Hopi to come and just be okay, that she's okay. I have no idea where she is. And I said, well, that's what she said. She wants you to know she's actually here. She's here. She is with you. She's standing over there. She's got slippers on. She thinks that's really funny. And I was like, and my mom was like completely astounded. Now, I have no idea how you do this day in and day out. I get it. It's your calling, whatever. The human in me doesn't understand how the human in you can go, yes, I am on board. Because I'm like 2 seriously personal episodes. And I'm like, I don't know how I would handle and hold that level, that capacity. But then I work with clients and people come, or souls come through all the time. And that is very neutral to me.
My closest person does coaching work on this deep level. How she does that every single day, holding space with such compassion and love. She's a projector. I'm a manifesting generator.
nothing generator.
Well, there you go,
We're
girl.
like twinning and winning.
But she's but her. I do occasional. I call it soul therapy, what I call recreation, and they drain me, and I love it. But I think it's what you're here for, and I get in that
Yeah.
power. And again, I'm 6'4". I'm big, skillet, but very, very gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous gal. And I hold the power. But when I'm working later on tonight, I'm working at a restaurant tonight. So they have a meal, then it's me, and it's a lovely restaurant, but it can be a bit of a challenge. I work with laughter and a sense of humour, and that brings its own energy. It brings its own power. Coming back to what you said about dreams.
Yes, please.
Can I give you my take on it? Okay,
please. Yes, because I've always wondered.
Okay, now a dream is a dream is a dream. Okay, you can't change them. They can be weird. They can be wacky. And you never remember. You try and hold on to it, you can't hold on to them. The joke I make, and it's actually quite true, a couple of months ago, I had a dream that Donald Trump and I had lunch. Didn't go very well.
Damn it. You couldn't just maybe solved everything?
No. I don't remember the dream, but I remember that I was with Donald Trump. I can remember nothing else. That was a silly dream. But when we go to sleep, our brain waves change. Mm-hmm. I believe it makes more space for our authentic eternal being. So when spirit draw close, they recognize that on that frequency. They draw close. And what you had from your aunt was a visitation.
Yeah.
A dream-like visitation reunion because it's gone in your long-term memory. Now,
I literally visceral. Yeah.
Which is only my experience and my belief. Scientists might say, no, it's not that. Well, every time I've explained it, it's always made sense to people. So when you have a visitation, it goes into the long-term memory because I believe it's not a dream. It's not your brain sorting shit out. Because remember, dreams are our brain sorting shit out of the day and from what I understand of dreams.
It's taking the trash out. Yeah, I get that.
The trash out, it's sorting stuff out. But a visitation, I'm more sleep. Oh, hello, there's my aunt. Hello, aunt, how you doing? So there's no separateness. So that conscious chattering, overthinking mind can't get in the way because it's asleep or having a dream, whatever it's doing. So the subconscious, the intuitive, the soul, whatever you want to call it, is open to receive. So it's mediumship.
And it's a totally different feeling.
There you go.
Totally different feeling.
It's a visitation.
I mean, profound.
Yeah. If anyone listening or watching, that's my view. And if anyone's watching, listening to this, if you've had a dream that was so real, now I will put a proviso on this. If it's a reunion, it will always be for your higher good. It will not be a nightmare. Nightmares are something completely different. If someone draws close to you for a visitation, it will always be a loving, positive experience. Otherwise, it's not a visitation. I've got a memory of a nightmare. No. Anything of a nightmare is still your brain sorting shit out.
Yeah.
Anything. Yeah.
Like spirit, I was just going to say that.
Yeah. Spirit will never tell us what to do. Spirit only there to guide us, love us. They know we have to take responsibility for our own lives. Yeah. And I get people say, what does my mum want me to do? Well, would you ask your mum what to do if she was alive? Oh, no. Well, why ask her now then? I try options. There's a lot of crap and shit out there. I try and cut through a lot of that. It's like when my view is I say when I work, I will make a mistake. I make lots of mistakes. I'm working. I push my music every night. I work. I push my music, so I'm going to make mistakes. The mistake I make all night is when I'm saying they're saying this, we're chatting about this. No, I'm not. It's just the wrong language. No one can talk to spirit. They've not got a voice box. Can't talk to them.
Right.
Can't.
Right.
If a medium says they're talking to me, it's clairaudience, it's internal. I'm not talking about going on investigations when there's external noises and the frequency is very fast. You've got to slow the frequency down. I've got friends that do investigations. They're amazing. I've heard stuff, but they've had to slow the sound down. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying if I've got someone's mum and it's this, they can't talk to me. They haven't got a voice box.
Right.
It's like when mediums go, oh, they're pushing their way to the front. No, they're not. They haven't got any arms.
Right. And they're trying to get to the microphone. No.
They're not. Ego mind. I don't mean egotistical. You do get egotistical. Right. But as soon as any medium tries to relate anything of the physical experience to spirit, it's got to be wrong. It's a car. I always talk about being a car. We get out of the car. Like my car. When I work, I always make a joke. I'm a conversion job, right? I've got my new gearbox. So, so when I cross over, I'll take them into lifetimes. I was John for 40 years, now I'm Becs, and I'm now that aligned with both. But I'm going to take the memory of it. You don't take your bits. And that's what I find, I find someone's, I saw a medium once, and I love watching medium. I saw a medium once, they were talking to someone's mum. No, they weren't. They were talking to someone's mum. No, They were talking to this daughter and the mum, who was the wife. And this guy the medium said, "Oh, your dad's saying he's down the pub having a pint." No, he's not. No pubs.
No, he's not.
There can't be pubs. If there's pubs, that means there's people growing hops. That means someone's got a brewery. No, it's a misnomer. It's spirit. It's love. We come from love. We go back. That's all. So
Yeah.
universe, one song. It's love.
Whenever any soul has shown up to me, and I could be in a room and a whole room could fill up, they come through as light. It's just light.
Frequency.
And then if I ask, okay, so who are you? Then I'll start to get impressions of a headdress or a staff, or, I start to get impressions of. But it's like with my near-death experiences. I'm like, well, nobody spoke because there were no mouths.
Then you've got it. You got it.
But
what you're describing,
just like there was no face.
That's it.
But there's an impression of,
And what happens?
and the concept of lands in my heart.
And what you're doing is exactly what I do, because you've got the spirit, the soul. So there's the place of spirit, which is the light, which I call it bridges. So I invite them from the bridge of light, from spirit, into the place of the soul and their memories. So they come into that place. I create that for them. The place of the soul, the place of memories, the place of love. Because remember, the soul and spirit are different. So they come to the place of the soul. They come to the space of the soul where it's your mum, it's your dad, it's your Auntie Frida. And then you've got the place of spirit.
Oh my God. Listeners, are you writing all of this down? I'm lucky I'm recording.
Oh,
That's phenomenal.
And then as I've created it, the audience, when I'm working, but even though they don't know they're doing it, they're putting into their frequency into the love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we're in that, because I set and this is what gets me most of them don't even know how to do it, let alone do it. And that's not being critical. They just don't do it. They don't set the energetic container up.
Yes.
And once I've set up, so within that container, you've got the place of the soul, place of memories, place of love, and my working power, which is love. You say, "Oh, give it a color, give it a battery." It's love, just love. That's what it can be. Can't be anything else. Once you've got that love built up.
You said that you work with students. You teach this.
I teach. I don't teach a great deal. It's interesting because this is the first year I'm running a whole 8-week. Well, I say it's 8 Saturdays for intermediate students, and I am loving working because part of my role with them is to get them to come together. Because the world, the spiritual world, can be very bitchy, be very nasty. I don't get to. Because it's all based on insecurity.
Yes. Which brings us back around to do the work on yourself.
You
do your work, and then competition goes away, ego goes away. Like all of this self-doubt, worry, am I worthy? All the bullshit goes away.
Worrying about classically in mediums, they worry about getting a no. Oh no, I can't take that. It happened the other night. I said her name Malcolm. No, I said her name Mark. And Mark, and she went, "It's Malcolm." Yeah, it is you. I fucked that up, didn't I? Sorry, it's right, I got the wrong name. I knew it was her. Where did Malcolm come from? It was Mark. I don't know. I made a fucking mistake. Hey, move on. You can't tell me you haven't worked, made a mistake with some. Yeah, exactly. But it's when people are see what happens with mediums. And again, I truly say with respect and love, mediums are so scared of getting a no or making a mistake or feeling they're not good enough. Yeah. They all do safe mediumship. I've got a man. Might be your granddad, or it might be your uncle, or your worship, because they haven't. It's got nothing to do with spirit, nothing to do with their mediumship, because their mediumship is there. It's everything to do with them.
Yeah.
It could be they haven't got enough physical experience, and there's a big thing with that. One of my little bugbears is mediums going out there doing mediumship, and they send their full-time is, doing a dem once a month, once every 6 weeks. No, I'm not blowing my trumpets about, but I'm demming 4 or 5 nights a week, and I have done for years. It doesn't make me brilliant. It just makes me. I'm confident in what I do.
It just makes you practiced.
You've got it. Exactly that. Yeah. And I can understand that sensation. When they're quiet, it's not they're not there. They're quiet. They're showing me something. Why haven't they come across? Within that memory, they're showing me they're not sure how they're going to be received. Why? Because, they murdered someone. Oh, no, they took them. It's all in there. And again, the more the medium gets out of the way, the easier it becomes. But the medium's got to do the work themselves to be able to get out of the way. Then you can teach the techniques of working in front of people. But the actual mediumship is the medium.
Oh, man, can you even believe that we're at nearly an hour?
Oh my God.
I don't even understand how that happened. I do not understand how that happened. I swear to God, Bex, I could talk to you for 1,000 hours.
No one. I know
1,000.
If you want to chat again, if you want to do a Q&A one night with your listeners, whatever you want to do, just let me know.
That'd be so much fun.
Yeah. I have so much fun.
Listen, listeners, scroll down. You'll find all the links and all of the things to Bex's website so that you can work with her and get get what it is that you need.
Yeah,
And if you are a blossoming, budding medium, then give a shout out and see, what
yeah,
it is that maybe you can focus on yourself, how to make you your best version so that you can be of best service. But it always, always, you'll hear me say it all the time. It begins with you, it ends with you. And those are the wise, wise words of my grandfather, who I spoke of earlier.
yeah.
When he was alive and I was a very little girl, he put me in front of the bathroom mirror and
Yeah.
he said, "Lisa, you see those eyes?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Those are the only eyes that you have to look into at the end of the day."
And can I add one little thing to that? When
Yes,
you
I
look,
was going to say after that, hey, how about you have the closing words?
when your listeners look in the mirror and they go, they're the only eyes they need to say, look in your own eyes and go, I am enough. And I tell you something else, for any developing mediums or working mediums, if you do it from a place of a clear and humble heart, and you're doing your
Yes.
very best, it will do nothing but support you, love you. I've gone home from DEMS, not so much now because I do it professionally. I can remember going home like 10, 15 years ago, I go home crying because I'm never doing that again. It's that you don't give up. Spirit will always have your back. It's like, again, I didn't talk about it. So I've sat with grandmother ayahuasca so many times. She'll always support you. She'll always love you, and Spirit will always love us. If we ask what we lose sight of, we are all connected anyway.
Right.
That's what we lose sight of because within the humanness, we lose that connection. And we're encouraged, we're taught to be separate. We're encouraged to not, we're encouraged, taught not to blame. We're taught not to trust. We're taught not to be vulnerable. We're taught all this stuff where for me, it's a gift I've got is my vulnerability. I mean, I go up on stage, everyone knows I'm trans, don't try and hide it. I'm just Bex, trying to be the best. And that people, do you know the best compliment I ever get paid, Lisa, ever, is Bex, you're honest. Bex, you're honest. You made a mistake, you say
Oh,
so. And we have lots of laughter. And that's the other thing. When people come tonight, it's because we have laughter. It is creating a space of love. And once you've got a space of love, that's where the laughter, that's where and then for me, my wish is that everyone feels something tonight. I don't say, I no longer say, I hope you all enjoyed the night. I will say, I hope the experience has reached you in the way it was meant to and that you
yeah.
feel it and you take that home with you.
I love that. I
Oh,
love that. That's my intention as well.
yeah.
So I receive that. I feel it.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. And I offer it right back at you, lady
Thank
friend.
you.
Listen, this was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure. I would love to have you back.
Anytime.
Yay. Well,
Anytime.
everybody, I hope that you enjoyed this episode just as much as I did. If you did, please share it with someone that you think would benefit from all of this information as well. And I'll leave you with go look at yourself in the mirror. Go look at yourself in your own eyes.
And
Speak
say,
the words.
I am enough.
Yes. Thank you very, very much. From my heart to yours, thank you for listening to Find Your Flow. Bex, thank you so much for being an amazing guest and spending your time with me. I appreciate you.
It's been it's been such a pleasure. Truly. Thank you for having me.
All right, everybody. Next time, we will have some more amazing conversations. Thanks so much. Okay, that's it, listener. Before you go, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and set your notifications to never miss an episode. If you'd like even more with me, come on over to nagarelife.com. And if you enjoyed this episode as much as I did, go on and share it. Share it with somebody that you think would enjoy it as well. All right. I'll see you next time.